Well met, lords and ladies, Jacob Butter speaking, and a warm welcome to this week's Walking Wednesday. And once again it has snowed. That was a few days ago. So for the second time, I believe in a row, we've had Wednesday be the day that everything thaws out. Kind of started on Tuesday, but still. It's annoying, because I mean, I do want to do a Walking Wednesday in the snow, but it's never snowing on Wednesday. So that's kind of hard to do. Oh well. Yeah, people wonder if I film these on actual Wednesday or not. I do. That's the whole point. So yeah, I don't know. So yeah, so in terms of this week, this has been a hectic one, I think, for me. Particularly just getting used to the new routine and such. I realised that there's yet another course that is starting another class basically that I have on Thursday. So I didn't realise that at first. But yeah, it didn't really matter in terms of everything else because I was still able to do quite a few things. But yeah, I just had to fit that in basically. Amongst the ever dwindling free time from the university course. But it wasn't too bad. I'm gonna cross now, and I've had to skirt around a few people, social distancing around, especially one lady with a dog of which actually stopped and ruined my calculations completely. That's what happens nowadays, the unpredictable maze of people wandering by. But yeah, anyway, I don't really want to talk about the course and such. Wait for the car. Yeah, I don't really want to talk about the course and such today. I'm going around the wreck again to see if there's any actual snow again like there was last time. I doubt there will be. But who knows. The lady in front of me is actually going the same way. Right, but yeah, I want to talk about the Mutant girl. Like, just in general.
Yeah, that's not working.
So yeah, this is the... Hello! Oh wow! Hold on a second, I've got to pause this. Right, sorry about that. I ran into an old friend from Surrey Youth Theatre, actually. I mean, it always used to be the case that whenever I would come around here to the wreck, I would always run into someone that I know. It's just not around here anymore, I'm just like filming the people just to make a point. But yeah, wow. I mean, she has grown up considerably, actually. Like, even like from the other side of the street, I could tell that she was significantly taller, and she sounded very different. Might not be able to actually lift her up in one arm like I used to. Like seriously, she would like balance on one arm like this, basically, and I just swing for a bit. I don't know. She comes from a tall family. Her sister is very much the same, so makes sense. Yeah, she had to get home very fast, otherwise I would have done a bit more of a catch-up. That's a shame, in all honesty. But oh well. I was going to end up on doing that path. I'm going to have to do a loop around. That's fine. Yeah, well, that was a blast from the past right there. It's always interesting. When I run into people around here that I know, I kind of think, I think back to, obviously, well, not only just before university, but just before COVID in general. Because even though I've been back, it sometimes doesn't feel like it. I feel like I'm sometimes balancing like in between being in that solo university mindset and in the middle of back at home with family and social distancing and whatnot. I don't know. Seems interesting. I do wish I had caught up like a little bit better than that. It's like the one chance at interaction, and it only lasted a couple of minutes. Oh well, she was with a friend, doesn't really matter. She had to get back home. I believe her. Anywho, back to what I was saying, the thing that I have been working on this entire time, the Mutant Girl. The one thing that's keeping my connections alive, basically, other than AppMouse streams. Which, ironically enough, what most of the YouTube side of this week was all about. I think I had 2 AppMouse streams as back-to-back uploads, which is the first time I think I've done that. I mean, basically because I'm running out of catch-up videos that I can do right now, and I keep forgetting that Minecraft Adventures is a thing that I should be continuing. I mean, also I've been trying to get hold of Emma much more recently, and it's a bit more difficult. She's either not feeling well or is asleep, or I don't know, something. I don't know, it depends. What was I saying? Oh yeah, that sorry, that whole meetup just like threw me off a bit. Just the wave of nostalgia going over. Because yeah, Sorry Youth Theatre was an amazing place. Like I spent 6 years of my life there, and yet it seems that the person I just met, you know, even though she was always a little bit aloof times, as you know, was seemed to like take a while to remember my name, which is interesting because I stuck out like a sore thumb there. Everyone remembered my name when I was there. It was always a struggle, especially with like as far as like the new people came in at that place. It was I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, yeah, no, when the new people came in, they always came in en masse, and they always ended up learning my name and I didn't learn all of theirs. I don't know. But yeah, I do look back on that fondly because again, I spent 6 years there, and for all intents and purposes, I wasn't supposed to. I don't know if you remember my farewell speech video that I did. Oddly enough, that the girl I just met's sister was actually one of the commenters on there. She said, "Oh no, you need to come back. There's one assistant there that's making it impossible or something." I don't quite remember, but she seemed to be very adamant about disliking that person at the time. I then ended up meeting that assistant. I didn't think she was that bad. Maybe a little bit on the stricter side, but not too much. Anyway, point is that yeah, I spent from the ages of 12 to 18 there, and actually I say I wasn't supposed to because they actually expanded the age range specifically because I was there. Like it went from we teach ages 6 to 16 to when I turned 17, something went from 6 to 18. And yeah, it was because I was going off to Lipper that, you know, I finally had to leave. But I'm glad that coincided, because otherwise I would have had to, you know, just accept the age thing and go forth. I feel like that's what I'm missing a lot of, actually, is the other, like, extracurricular routines and such that I used to do before I became like primarily focused on YouTube and like zoning in on that stuff. I don't know. Sorry, yeah, I keep saying I was going to talk about the Mutant Girl. That was my plan the entire time. I was going to do like a not really like an update, but just like a discussion basically of that series and all the things about it. But no, that's not what I ended up doing. Oh look, a little bit of snow. So yeah, I guess I've got to, it's going to be a double title one or something. So yeah, what I was going to say about the Mutant Girl is that, particularly because I did the cast reveal this week in terms of the new episodes, and I made that mistake of not promoting it accordingly, basically. I then got Emily's friends auditioning for one of the parts, basically, which really helps. And then Emma saying that she was going to do a Kid Rainer voice. So I've got to check to see if there's anyone else who's sent anything in. But honestly, I don't know. I guess now that everyone's going back, the whole routine that we were in, it doesn't really match anymore. I hope that the voice actors aren't going to get, you know, too delayed yet again to send in their lines, especially because some of the only lines that some people had were part of the actual audition. That's something that I will inquire about. But at the very least, I've compiled Scene 1's audio, which is the only one that I had the full audio for because of an issue that I had with recording certain people. Because yeah, I still do physical recordings, but only with Adeline, which just so happens that Emma hadn't recorded her lines yet, so I did theirs. One Zoom recording that was going to time out was effectively made, and then the other one only just started after I pressed record properly. But no, I pressed record after I finished telling all the lines, as if it hadn't registered before. Yeah, not my finest hour. So yeah, I've been trying to get hold of them, especially because, you know, Quadzy is as keen as ever. And that's another thing. You know, the new editors and such, particularly Quadzy. Behind the scenes, she's done it again, where she's very vocally complained about something to do with the series. This time was mostly the character designs. There were a couple of things about visuals again and such, but yeah, we kind of went over most of those already. Except I guess Aiden wasn't there, so he was very much like trying to do his initial debate, which I'd already kind of covered. But yeah, thinking about it that way, I was kind of glad that he was there, actually. Anywho, in terms of the actual complaint that she had, it was about character designs. And yeah, I mean, I can see what she's saying in terms of like using Gacha Club to our advantage and like having much more unique character designs and such. But of course, the problem is the Mutant Girl characters were designed in Gacha Life, or even in Mowena's case, in Gachaverse. So the idea of adapting them into something completely new on the fly like that did not suit the actual series. Because again, that's the problem with a long-running series. I wonder if Criminal Minds did the same thing. But Criminal Minds, Ocean Light has gone into... Oh wait, no! I forgot, I haven't uploaded that video yet. Okay, so Emily and I did a collab, which isn't uploaded yet, but it's edited on my end. I just need to make sure that she's going to do hers. We did a collab where we reviewed the second longest running Gacha series, because the Mutant Girl is the longest one, so we said the second longest, because I want to compare what's gone well, what's actually working here and what isn't. Surprise, surprise, what works are the visuals and what doesn't work is the story. I mean, well, some of the visuals actually. It depends, you'll see. We did like 2 one-hour recordings actually at the time. So, on that side, I'm just wondering what the creator of that Ocean Light actually did, because that's gone into Gacha Club 2. I think the last upload of that series was in December. But yeah, she's on season 4 now, Ocean Light. So, yeah, I'm wondering. But yeah, I'm obviously going to go there in order. It's like with the Music Freaks, I'm not gonna skip ahead. I'm gonna do the reviews as I plan to do. So, yeah, which actually is something, yeah, I'm thinking of moving that to the main channel. Because I reviewed the first episode of Music Freaks on the Butter Bunch. You know, as partly of a way to start some sort of Gacha review on there, but that was honestly a mistake because, you know, clearly if I'd done that on the main channel, I did the Music Freaks Gacha review, it would have been much better. It depends, because I mean, the other people are sort of debating whether I should do that or not on here. But I'll see. I'll have to talk to them again about that, because considering that Not Quadzy has taken most of her inspiration from the style of the Music Freaks, in order to understand that better, I definitely should investigate more into that series than I have done so already. I mean, from the first episode alone, I was able to analyze quite a lot in terms of my initial thoughts of it and how they compared gacha-wise and such. Later on, when it becomes the full animation or such, then that'll become a whole other issue. Because obviously, I don't think the Mutant Girl is ever going to become a fully animated gacha series, like in the sense of tweening and such. We might dabble into that, but it's kind of like My Street in a way. You know, that would have taken an actual eternity if it were fully animated at any point whatsoever. So yeah, I don't actually know. None of my editors can tween anyway, so if I start like recruiting a new person for that, I'll end up being even worse. Who knows? But yeah, my point is that it's not really something that's it's obviously something that I think is gonna really happen. But yeah, for those first bits, absolutely. There's lots of stuff that I want to know how precisely that was done that I haven't really gotten an answer to. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, in terms of character designs and such, particularly what Quadzi actually did like a redesign of Morwena actually, which, no offense to her, but was hideous in terms of where it was done. Like the hair was all right. I mean, the thing is that once again the eyes were changed, and I don't mind that so much because Quadzi complained about the eyes being a thing that I always use the same of, which again in Gacha Life I did. Problem is that for the old characters, your eyes scientifically do not change size and dimension from the day that you're born. So the reason that people get either short or long-sighted is because the space between your eyes and your head, and like where it actually registers, that becomes different. That's an evolutionary failure. So yeah, in that regard, either that or therefore have to adjust the face proportions and make the eyes look different that way, or not, because you know that's just how it goes. And she hasn't seen the eyes in Criminal Minds. They're all the same shade of blue, actually. At least they vary the eye color. I mean, crying out loud. But yeah, and then of course there was also the issue that she gave Morwena like shorts instead of the usual long skirt that she has, or long dress. And I've said that in a few behind the scenes things before. Morwena cannot wear shorts just on like at all, basically. In fact, the reason that she has like a very long bathing suit is because that long bathing suit is the only thing that she can use, like boy trunks and such. Because, you know, the tail is that large that it just like rip everything off, basically. Again, another thing that I thought of in terms of designing her when I made the actual series. So we kind of went over that. We were going to like do redesigns of the entire cast, basically, and see what Quadzi's thoughts were on that. Which, let's face it, is like that's kind of the same thing that Nasib and I would do periodically, actually. Back when we were designing those, most of the samey nature of the characters came from Nasib. Actually, I'm not passing on blame, but the thing is that that's essentially what I was told. You know, in order to not run into the trap of having cringy OCs, basically, was keeping those as standard as possible. And yeah, in terms of the actual series, there is sort of a standard nature to it, basically, that I was trying to go for, not making it too cartoonish, so that it could actually be taken seriously, as well as embrace the funny moments. Because yeah, there was a lot that I wanted to convey, you know, properly, rather than just rely on comedy. I mean, even then, a lot of stuff actually in 2019 Gacha was actually drama, not really comedy. If there was comedy, it was usually, you know, the character making silly faces or something, or saying something dumb, which there has been a little bit of, but not too much in the Mutant Girl. I don't really know. There's bells in a while as well. I'm going the opposite way. Anywho. But yeah, we never ended up doing that whole redesign thing because then I guess she got bored and went to drawing. And Aiden decided to ask to write in that same chat. And then as soon as I ended up going into the script, he said he had to go. So we ended up doing nothing. So yeah, thanks to the pair of you. No, but seriously, I get it for both of you. But still, I've got something to look forward to on Friday because that's what I said I was going to do. So yeah, I mean, the reason I brought all this up is because I know for the past 2 weeks I've been thinking more and more about what works and what doesn't in the Mutant Girl. I always had this debate, like ever since I started the series, like, you know, this hasn't blown up in the way that I considered it might actually. Should I scrap the story, try something else, maybe like play out the marketing a little bit more? And to an extent, that's one of the inspirations behind Puppy Love. Which, incidentally, because I was slightly ahead in terms of my uploads and what I had saved up in my folder, which was basically nothing, I started working on some of the visuals for that as well. And the character designs were done by Emma, so I trust those much more than my own, essentially. I don't know how that's gonna pan out from here onwards, but we shall see. I just hope I can avoid the issue of pixelation and such that was ever rampant at the time. Oops. But yeah, no, that's the inspiration behind doing stuff like Puppy Love and Siren Story, is also to convey a great story, but to play the marketing much more than just, you know, going into like fully doing something completely original, you know, protesting everything that was coming before and was working at the time, not really following anything now and staying the same as it was before. But yeah, because I always debated like whether that's, you know, a thing I should do. Like I said before, it hasn't blown up. Should I drop this and do something else? But the more that I thought that, the more I thought, why? Why would I do that? Like, no, it's because there are a lot of things that are either like working in a different way for the Mutant Girl, or just like that I find to be really great. I mean, I used to say before I started like, you know, going on like claiming the title of longest running gacha series, I used to say that it was the first animated voice acted gacha series, which I still believe it is. In fact, Emily herself in a call yesterday pointed out without me saying anything. In fact, even William said that a long time ago. It's entirely possible, actually. In that regard, of course it doesn't. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't look like the stuff that's done today. It didn't have a template to follow. And it never actually became the template to follow because, you know, no one saw it really. So I'm thinking, yeah, in terms of that, you know, it's lasted this long, there's still a story to tell, and basically everyone that I talk to now, hold on. Basically everyone that I talk to now, ever since, you know, 2020 happened and such, all the people that I have like the strongest connections with online, and honestly I'm still in contact with to this day, I either met because of the Mutant Girl, or I'm still in contact with from, you know, talking about the Mutant Girl and working on the series. I met some of them through AFMAL, some of them found me through AFMAL, but yeah, the Mutant Girl is what kind of made them stay. It's my small offering now that is getting better. I'm not saying that I should stay the same, no. The whole reason that I love it when Quadzy roasts what I do is because that way I get to learn. Because that's, you know, the best way is direct criticism. That's why I do Gacha Review. Because yeah, Gacha Review actually kind of you know, that kicked off with Taming the Bad Boy. Emma was already considering like what was wrong with Taming the Bad Boy. I was talking about the issues that I found. Then she did season 2, and it was mostly quite different. You know, it used some of the voice actors that she found through those reviews and through working at Buttercore, and yeah, and then from that actually, she gathered some of her own voice actors. For example, Nova. And then I decided, oh yeah, you know, I like this. I like her voice that she's doing for the character with her same name, actually. And yeah, you know, Natasha just left. I'd love for her to come along and voice Morwenna. And then she did. She said in the premiere yesterday she felt like she was just a replacement, basically. No, that is not the case. Nova is the star of the show now, and nothing's gonna change that unless she decides to quit, which I really hope she doesn't. I really hope that she's enjoying that. I mean, it seems that she is, but yeah, I don't know. I guess that's why she hasn't really like joined in a bunch of Mutant Girl related things, is because maybe she feels disconnected from the group because she's not from the OG cast. Can I just say, no one is from the OG cast except for technically Aiden because his character was new, and also Adri. So yeah, don't you worry about that. As far as I'm concerned, the current cast are the true cast. You know, they're the ones that are putting in the effort now. They're the ones that stuck around. For whatever reason, they're there. And that's what's important. And yeah, once again, I wouldn't have met most of the people if it weren't for the Mutant Girl, or for auditions, or for doing things like Puppy Love and such. So it does have its benefits. But obviously, it's still got a ways to go. That's the joy of still doing this series almost 2 years after it was the first upload came out. Is because I can evolve it. I can keep getting better. I can retain those same people. Maybe people hone what works. My face just went purple for some reason in the reflected light. And I can improve on what actually is not working. Mostly the visuals now. And yeah, quality comment in the last episode as to actually being good quality. So I'm going to take that. I mean, I'm sure that, I mean, she knows that it's not like, she didn't say it was perfect, because obviously it isn't. I'm just saying that she appreciated it more. I don't know. Which makes me think that evolution is not only possible and necessary, but also happening. And I can't wait to talk to her on Friday about other stuff that's not working and keep evolving from there. So yeah, but before any of that, I've got a bunch of stuff that I still need to do today, so please leave a like or dislike because your opinion matters. Be sure to subscribe if you've not done so already, and to the person who I'm not naming who I met today, hi, by the way. It was really nice seeing you again, I wasn't just saying that. And yeah, definitely hope that we'll be able to catch up properly at some point. I should do that for way more people. But yeah, on that note, until next time, farewell.